The generosity initiative. There is enough for everyone's need, but not for everyone's greed. Mahatma Gandhi. We have the opportunity to direct our attention in the way we relate to money. And when we do it, and when we do, it empowers us. It becomes who we are and what we are about. When your attention is on what's lacking and scarce in your life, your work, your family, your town, then that becomes what you're about. That's the song you sing, the vision you generate. You engage in lack and longing and what's missing, and you call others to that same experience.
I assume that the word you, well, maybe that's even from Lynn Twist's thing that it,
Mhm.
but she capitalized it in one sentence. I mean, one thing, and then right below doesn't.
I
Yeah,
think you need a period after generate.
yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would work. Either that or a semicolon and a small y on you.
Hmm.
Oh, so that's why the capital U. Okay.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
capital Y. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I was thinking, in addition to that, in the second line, I stumbled over, and when we do, it became and when we do it empowers us. So maybe a comma after do.
Mm.
Okay. Can you keep track of these? You're,
I can. I will do that.
that would be great.
You bet. Um, we might need for me to pull up my own copy of 16. In fact, if you don't mind, I'll go ahead and dig for that. I was just looking for
Okay.
what section is it in? Do you remember?
I don't know what you mean by, oh,
What section of the book? Like what breakdown part?
I don't know.
Okay, give me just a moment. I will figure this out.
Because all I have right here is 15, 16, 14, 15, 16.
Okay. Google is arguing with me a little bit. This will take just a second. Aha, 16. Got it. All right. Ooh. Nope, this version is an older version. Hold
Oh,
everything. Yep, I have an older version here.
Can we
oh,
just assume that if Peg
okay.
listens to the recording, she'll
Okay. We'll
figure it
do
out?
that.
We can do that. That's true.
Okay.
That's fair enough.
And maybe just highlight or yellow highlight the area.
Can any of us do that?
Let's see.
There you go.
Okay. And then you had another place, Alice.
Yes, after and when we do in the second line. Nice. Thank you. Okay.
Okay. And then I'll send that to Peg.
Great.
Okay.
If you're, you want me to continue the Lynn Twist stuff?
Sure.
If your attention is on the capacity you have to sustain yourself and your family and contribute in a meaningful way to the well-being of others, then your experience of what you have is nourished and it grows. Lynn Twist.
I think there's an extra space here.
Yeah.
Okay, Anne.
Every spiritual community needs to find a way to support itself, to manage its financial affairs, and to plan for the future. This presents several dilemmas. One dilemma is spiritual. In our tradition, and in others as well, the Dharma is to be freely shared. On the other hand, we are not roaming bands of disciples, supporting ourselves through begging rounds in the neighborhoods. We live in an exchange society where money is currency exchanged for goods, for rent, for utilities, for taxes, and so on. We are all familiar with this model of exchanging money for goods and services. Some,
So oh, go on. Okay. No, why don't we do this page?
okay,
So
Ed.
that would be me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Scarcity is not just a physical constraint. It is also a mindset. When scarcity captures our attention, it changes how we think, whether it is at the level of milliseconds, hours, or days and weeks. By staying top of mind, it affects what we notice, how we weigh our choices, how we deliberate, and ultimately what we decide and how we behave. When we function under scarcity, we represent, manage, and deal with problems differently. When scarcity captures the mind, we become more attentive and efficient, but we cannot fully choose when our minds will become riveted. The same automatic capture that helps us focus becomes a burden in the rest of life. Because we are preoccupied by scarcity, because our minds constantly return to it, we have less mind to give to the rest of life. We can directly measure mental capacity, or as we call it, bandwidth. We can measure fluid intelligence. We can measure executive control. And we find that scarcity reduces all those components of bandwidth. It makes us less insightful, less forward-thinking, less controlled, and the effects are large. There's one particularly important consequence. It further perpetuates scarcity. Scarcity creates its own trap. Cindy Mulanathan and Elder Shafir from Scarcity.
I'm just curious why there's 3 ellipses here and 4 everywhere else.
That's a good question.
Whether it's the author or the,
Yeah,
isn't
was
the
afraid-
form just 3?
3 is standard.
3 is
Well,
standard,
no,
although if it's
if it's the end of a sentence, then it's 4.
correct.
So like here, 3 is correct. Intelligence, we.
Yeah.
Because it's not the end of a sentence. Okay. So I guess it's me. Every spiritual community. Did we
Yeah, we did. Mhm. It's,
some people then
I
here?
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people calculate the value they feel they are receiving from a Zen center and what they can offer in exchange. We originally simply put out a contribution box and people offered whatever they decided to give. Maybe I'll read another one. But as we grew and offered more and more programming, we looked into other Zen sanghas to see what financial support models they were using. At the most basic, they were charging a modest fee for an intensive class and creating the category of member for those pledging monthly contributions. We did not want a separate category for members, did not want that to become some kind of distinction or barrier.
However, it seemed reasonable to establish a charge for attending an intensive or a class. It is something everyone understands. Whether it is playing for a watercolor class, dog obedience training, or a yoga retreat. After all, a lot of work and preparation goes into those offerings. And for intensives especially, there were additional costs for providing food, print handouts, and so on.
Flint and I were still working full time, and so we were able to support ourselves, and we were not trying to make a living in our teaching roles for Appamada. Generally, the finances seemed to work out in this way for a long time. We were able to barely cover our costs and manage our finances.
How could we create the financial structure needed to operate the Sangha, keeping the lights on, paying the rent, buying candles and incense and flowers, while following the Buddha's insistence that the Dharma be freely given? How can we bring our financial practices in accord with our Buddhist values and principles?
Ed, we can't hear you. Yeah.
But I was most worried about our future teachers. How could we establish some kind of system that could at least partly support them? And how could we help the Sangha take on that responsibility as a deep part of our spiritual practice? Readers, how would you resolve these financial dilemmas? Take some time to reflect on your answer before you turn the page. Okay.
Mhm.
Reflecting.
Oh, so here's,
Yeah.
I guess it's me.
Mhm.
The internal condition of scarcity, this mindset of scarcity, lives at the very heart of our jealousies, our greed, our prejudice, and our arguments with life. And it is deeply embedded in our relationship with money. In the mindset of scarcity, our relationship with money is an expression of fear, a fear that drives us in an endless and unfulfilling chase for more, and into compromises that promise a way out of the chase or discomfort around money. In the chase or in the compromises, we break from our wholeness and natural integrity. We abandon our soul and grow more and more distant from our core values and highest commitments. We find ourselves trapped in a cycle of disconnection and dissatisfaction. We start to believe the profit-driven commercial and cultural messages that suggest money can buy happiness, and we begin to look outside of ourselves to be fulfilled intuitively. We know it isn't so, so the money culture shouts down the wiser inner voice, and we feel compelled to seek even the most transient relief comforts that money can buy.
When each have the choice in any setting to step back and let go of the mindset of scarcity. We each have the choice, sorry. Once we let go of scarcity, we discover the surprising truth of sufficiency. By sufficiency, I don't mean a quantity of anything. Sufficiency isn't 2 steps up from poverty or 1 step short of abundance. It is a measure of barely enough or money than enough. Sufficiency isn't an amount at all. It is an experience, a context we generate, a declaration, a knowing that there is enough and that we are enough.
Oh, here.
In a world, yeah, thank you. In a world that seems to revolve around money, it is vital that we deepen our relationship with our soul and bring it to bear on our relationship with money. In that merger and that commitment, we can create a new and profound spiritual practice. We can have our money culture both balanced and nourished by soul. Our relationship with money can become a place where, day in and day out, we can engage in this meaningful spiritual practice. Lynn Twist, The Soul of Money.
Can we read the last sentence again, please?
Yeah. Our relationship with money can become a place where, day in and day out, we can engage in this meaningful spiritual practice.
Thank you.
Another model emerges. Her perspective changed, however, following a one-week retreat attended at Gil Fronsdale's Insight Retreat Center in February 2019. Insight Retreat Center, IRC, is a beautiful center in the Vipassana tradition in Redwood City, California. Vipassana is a Buddhist school adapted from the Theravadan tradition of early Buddhism. In modern times, the Vipassana movement started in the 1950s in Burma, and it has been popularized in the West by Buddhist teachers Joseph Goldstein, Jack Kornfield, Sharon Salzberg, Tara Brach, and Gil Fronsdale, among others.
The retreat was a lovely experience in a gorgeous facility, but I was most struck by Gil Fronsdale's explanation of the model that funds the retreats. It is not based on the concept of exchange at all. Unlike our practice of charging a registration fee, there is no charge whatsoever for attending the retreat. However, also unlike many other places, it was not a pay-what-you-wish model, leaving participants to decide what the retreat was worth to them. Instead, Gil Fronsdale described the field of generosity in which we were immersed for this retreat, from the volunteers cooking and assisting with the retreat to the teachers and the offering of the facility itself. Our participation, he explained, was already paid for, and there was no exception of any exchange. Previous contributions were funding our place and our support. It was entirely up to us if we wished to make contributions in support of future participants and the center, but it was clearly not an exchange for anything.
He would have people give a deposit when they got there. I mean, when they wanted to go, but then when they showed up, he would give them their deposit back.
Wow.
I have a feeling that he was much more able to sell this idea than Peg has been.
I wonder, I have a question about earlier on in the paragraph here where she says we or our further up the beginning of the our perspective. That person, that seems odd to me. I mean, it was her that went to the retreat. It wasn't, I don't know what she's been referring to, what person she's been speaking from previously.
I think I've heard her talk about it when she uses our
But here,
from the Sanghas. I mean, from the Sangha, like our decision collectively.
Right. But that doesn't seem to be the case in this point. Our perspective changed, however. Oh, well, she does say retreat I attended. I see. Yeah, it feels funny to me, but I can understand what you're saying.
It still seems a bit of a disconnect. You know,
You could just say the perspective.
that would, for me, conceptually.
or this.
Yeah, the perspective changed, however, following a 1-week retreat I attended, and it was just her. So it's her with the perspective changing, and I don't get any clue as to what others involved in, if there were others involved at this point, and what their insight was, or how they got along with it, or presented something in contrast to it.
What comes right before this? Can we scroll up a little bit? I was most worried about our future teachers. How would we establish some kind of system to support them? And how could we help the Sangha take on that responsibility? Okay, so we've got her thinking about the group, the Sangha, and then we move into yeah, I can see why that can be a bit of a shift.
And as I recall, I mean, she was very psyched about it. She brought this idea. It was
Ah.
her idea. It was her transmission of someone else's idea to a larger group.
Hmm.
And if we go back up again, it seems to be the beginning of a little bit of logical disconnect for me, because it says, but I was most worried about our future teachers. How could we establish, is the we her and Flint, is the we her and Flint and the teachers, is the we the teachers and her? And and it's in terms of helping the Sangha, was this something that was on her own or in conjunction with others? And then that disconnect kind of follows through to the paragraph we just finished talking about. So
maybe, Kim, can you highlight the beginning of the next paragraph where we're having the difficulty? And you have, awesome. And she'll be able to hear this.
Yeah.
yeah, just some clarity on who or whom.
Yeah.
Right.
Where did we leave off?
I couldn't imagine how this could possibly work.
Yeah.
There we go.
And I think it was Kim
My turn, or that I read?
that you needed to read.
Okay, I couldn't imagine how this could possibly work financially. I wondered whether people could fully grasp the value of what they were being offered. Gil Fronsdal is a celebrated Buddhist author and teacher, authorized in both the Zen tradition and the Vipassana tradition. Would they really respond as generously as they could in support of those still to come, the teachers and this beautiful place? I asked Gil whether the finances actually worked out, whether the center could survive without registration fees. He told me to ask one of the residents the next day, because I was staying overnight. So I had a conversation with a friendly young resident the next morning. I had an urgent need to know. Well, he told me, it's pretty much evens out. They don't make much money, but they manage to break even each year.
I find it fascinating, Kim, what you were saying about Gil Fronsdal Center or IRC asked for a deposit. And then when you show up, they offer to give it back to you. And I wonder if the deposit is the full cost to them of the retreat. I mean,
I think they wanted something that some evidence that you were serious about coming.
It would be interesting for me to know. Yeah.
What I used to do when I took my students on a field trip, because we would probably leave early in the morning and like go from St. Louis to Chicago or something, so it took a while to drive. They would have to do a deposit, and then I would tell them, if you don't show up, we're going to use your money, but to pay for the trip. And so a few people wouldn't show up, and then we had some spending money, but that was a different strategy. Okay.
This was a pivotal moment for me. I was excited to recognize how appropriate this model is for a Sangha. Gil had inspired me with the vision of a field of generosity in which we were all immersed. We made not even the slightest hint that we were expected to contribute anything whatsoever. He simply explained that to us how we were being continuously supported by the generosity of others, how the center was run by volunteers and supported through the generosity of past participants. There was no ask in it. This made it unlike any other offering I've encountered in our society.
On the way home, I thought about this experience and how such a financial model might be established at Appamada. Could we actually abandon the exchange model altogether and rest in that field of generosity? Could we invite the Sangha to that joyful experience of offering without expectation or calculation? Could we establish the generosity model as Appamada's financial foundation? Hadn't the Buddha offered his teachings freely? And hadn't the generosity of others supported the first Sangha, from wealthy businessmen to humble villagers offering a bowl of rice? And furthermore, hadn't Uchiyama declared that Zazen is good for nothing?
I thought that we ought to try it and see for ourselves. We had some resources that could serve as a cushion for a couple of years, and we might adopt this concept and see for ourselves. I thought I would first suggest it to the board, then we could bring it to the councils and the Sangha. Here was my proposal.
I think, could I suggest something?
Mm,
That we highlight the words ourselves and see if Peg wants to pick one of them. It was just,
for ourselves.
ourselves. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. It just hit me funny hearing it twice.
What would you offer instead?
I would probably say, I thought we ought to try it. We had some resources that could serve as a cushion and we could see for ourselves.
Or it could be try it and see.
Try it and see.
Try it and see. Try it and see. We could try it. Okay. Yeah.
So, Ed, are you up?
Yeah.
I am up. So here was my proposal. Reflections on the Gil Fronsdale Retreat at Insight Retreat Center. Peg Syverson, Tuesday, March 12th, 2019. All Vipassana centers operate on a strictly dana contribution basis. It has been this way from the very beginning. They make it clear when you register that your retreat has already been paid for. You make a deposit to hold your place in a lottery which determines who will come to the retreat. Your check is not cash, nor is your credit card charged unless you cancel too close to the retreat date. It is not part of any fee, just a placeholder. You are encouraged to consider offering dana at the end of the retreat, to pay it forward, in response to the generosity that has been extended to you. Consequently, 100% of contributions are deductible, since no services or goods have been exchanged. It is not an exchange model, it is a generosity model. One thing I noticed was the incredible diversity of participants. There were 46. Many were young and many were from other cultures or countries, different ethnicities, and so on. They are very sensitive to needs of the disabled as well.
I began to wonder whether this financial model might work for our center as well. The rationale: 1, it is aligned with the Dharma and Buddha's way of teaching. 2, everything is then accessible, even for those with little means, intensives, classes, etc. 3, no scholarships are needed. We can even waive deposits for those in need. 4, makes our Appamada more accessible, appealing for diverse populations. Diversity, equity, and access are top priorities for us.
Let's pause there. Everything else is a complete sentence, and this one starts with makes Appamada more accessible. So it makes Appamada more accessible.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I've seen it without the colon, and then each one of these becomes a sentence,
Mm-hmm.
with a small m. So the rationale makes, so it's a continuation of the sentence,
A rationale.
but
then
it doesn't work with the other ones.
Correct.
Then you wouldn't have a period after it.
Yeah. I would suggest
What about
maybe,
a space here too? But I think I've mentioned that in other places, and she's not doing that.
I would highlight for and makes. And she'll
Okay.
hear us discussing about this.
and maybe
Okay.
it's just simply saying this makes Appamada more accessible because it is aligned, everything is,
Yeah.
scholarships
So one of
are,
the things I think
wisdom.
she'll say is, this was the proposal.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so
This rationale. The rationale is
no, you know what I mean? She's quoting something that already went out,
Yeah, that's true.
like if someone else wrote it. Okay. I think Malin.
As you will see, there are only two categories on IRC's donation envelope. You can decide on a distribution for teachers and for support for the center. The envelope makes it easy to offer your contribution by cash, check, or credit card. Retreat teachers share the teachers' data equally, no matter what their rank.
My reflection. Our enlightenment, our freedom from limiting views and painful conditioning has been assured and predicted not only by the Buddha, but by the unbroken Dharma thread of these teachings, carried forward with great care by devoted teachers and dedicated practitioners no different from you and I. Their vast wisdom and compassion is now ours to transmit for future generations who will surely need it.
Is a comment needed here after teachings? You paused when you read it.
By the Buddha, but the unbroken thread of these Dharma teachings carried forward with great care.
See, our freedom has been assured and predicted not only by the Buddha, but by the unbroken Dharma thread of these teachings.
I don't think
Oh, yeah. Is it the teachings carried forward or the Dharma thread carried forward? I think it's the teachings. So maybe no comma.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
at least that's my perception of it.
Yeah.
Furthermore, our very birth and continued existence has only been possible through the tireless efforts of those who came before us, and whose generosity has given us life, fed us, clothed us, housed us, doctored us, schooled us, and shared with us in innumerable ways, both visible and invisible to us. These countless benefactors, both living and long passed away, humans and animals and plants, earth, oceans, and sky, have supported and nourished us our entire lives. Their luminous care is beyond measure.
Oh, come on. Okay. Even now we have the rare opportunity provided by a community of spiritual friends whose warmth, connection, and sincere practice sustain us on our path of liberation and freedom from suffering. As we cultivate this community of mutual care, wisdom, ethical conduct, and compassion, we bring these qualities out into a world hungry for them. This is only possible through the boundless generosity of those who came before us and out of the abundance that flows through our hearts now. Just as past generations have provided for us, we in our time carry forward the generosity we have received. This spirit of generosity is heart-opening. It is a remedy for past ills, a profound connection to all being, a commitment to the future, and a force for present good in the world. Can you go back up a paragraph? These countless benefits. Oh, okay. I see what she was saying there. Got it. Thanks.
Because we want to provide this spiritual nourishment as widely as possible without barriers or hindrances, we should provide all Appamada programs freely at no cost. We hope that those who participate in our community will be inspired, instructed, and nourished, and that in turn, our generosity will help support those who follow. In this way, we pay it forward as appreciation for all that has supported us, and as tender care for this Dharma, this Sangha, and all things to come. I believe we can plan and prepare the Sangha for this as a way of maturing the Sangha into bodhisattva grown-up responsibility for the community they are so deeply and intimately connected to. So we should read this, I think.
I would say on that last paragraph, it sounds like it's going to be a little dated. I think we need to go down a little bit. Even now, just now, even now, I believe. Okay, I go up a little bit. I believe we can plan and prepare the Sangha for this. That seems like it's already happened. We're not planning and preparing anymore.
Wait, is this still her proposal?
Yeah, it's still the actual proposal she submitted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I wonder if there should be a way to tell that this is proposal.
We've brought that up a number of times, like this should be in quotes and things like that.
Or in a different font, or
And-
indented, or
or indented, and she's
Yeah.
resisted that.
Yeah.
okay, it's odd.
But it's good that you're voicing, sort of the same confusion so she can hear that and think about that. Yeah. Do we need to go up to the previous page?
Yeah.
Can we finish the proposal so we finish
Oh, I
the
think, oh, okay, sure,
Mm.
okay.
Oh, thank you. It is because no.
Additional notes, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Additional note. At IRC, there is no distinction on the envelope for Donna.
Mhm.
For particular teachers, there is a line for teachers and a line for general support, so participants can indicate how we read this.
No, we read something
No.
like it.
Okay. There is a line for teachers and a line for general support, so participants can indicate how they could like their contribution.
Is there a repeat? Because I remember it too.
Yeah, I think it's repeating what she said before. I mean, you can scroll back up and we can find it.
It's a redundancy at this point.
Yeah.
Where
But
is it?
she felt like she needed to, back in the very beginning of the generosity, I think, where she's talking about how does IRC do this? Here we go. It's right under makes, as you will see.
Ah,
Oh, retreat teachers share.
Well, she talks about the envelopes and how there's two kinds of contribution, and
Yeah.
she talks about it again.
but there's a slight twist to what she's saying in this second section, isn't there? Slightly different?
IRC notes the distinction. Go up a little bit, Kim. There we go. At IRC, there's no distinction on the envelope for
That's it.
particular teachers. Maybe so.
That's the difference.
General
She didn't say that earlier.
Though she does say it's all just shared equally.
Yeah.
Communicate how they would like their contributions to appreciate the teacher. Donna, I think her general contributions. Cool. Ah, interesting. That's interesting. That's not how it's worked out, is it?
You mean at Appamada?
Yes.
No, it hasn't.
Milen, where did we leave Milen off? You were reading and
Mhm.
we cut.
The teachers equally share the teacher data. I think of general contributions, not programs. The teacher data should go into a pool, and the teachers' council should determine how it is to be distributed or saved. For example, the council might decide that sending someone to a conference or paying part of their way could be a good use of some of the funds.
This, in my view, is a necessary step in making the Sangha a grown-up in terms of organizing its own support. In its infancy, I paid for everything and our contributions averaged $25 per month. Then there was a stage like a kid living at home who pays token rent when the Sangha started paying $125 a month rent. Gradually, the Sangha has assumed more and more of the support for this place, but the finances are still opaque to most people. We would like to them to mature as a Sangha, making informed and wise decisions about community support, including support for teachers.
This is a very important sentence, I think, and maybe should be a paragraph by itself.
She likes to do those call-out paragraphs periodically. Yeah, maybe we should recommend that there.
Yeah, because it acknowledges that this was not an easy sell, and it's still, that it's still not clear to people.
But it's
That-
still a quote that has already been submitted.
That's true.
Mhm.
Right, exactly. We're still in the proposal. Yeah. I mean, I would say where are we? Gradually, the Sanghas assume more and more support for this place, but the finances are still opaque to most people. We would like them. Who is them?
Those people.
Most people? We would
Yeah.
like them. Okay. Okay.
Hey, Peg.
Oh,
I think, oh, Peg.
I'm so sorry. I didn't forget the time. I forgot what day it was.
Been there.
but you remembered.
My deepest yeah, it's very late. But deepest apologies. I'm so sorry.
Well, we've been highlighting things,
Uh-huh.
and I'll send you the highlighted version so you can
Great.
look through that. If you
Great.
don't,
Wonderful. You guys should know that I've finished the book. So basically, what I'm working on now is photo credits and image credits. That's it. That's the last thing I have to do.
Yay.
Light a fire under Ben to get the cover. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah. So this part of why I've lost track of what day it is. Okay.
so we have a bunch of stuff on the right to read, but let's go up down to the bold.
Okay.
Okay. What I really like about this model is that it shifts everything from an exchange model to a full-on generosity model. Instead of wondering what a program is worth, participants make an offering in support of the community that is future-oriented, not past performance-oriented. And it does include the Sangha in considerations about how the community can be supported.
I would also like to see us begin to build two endowments, one for teacher support and one for Appamada support. The councils were polled for their perspectives, and the board held an appreciative inquiry on this topic, issuing their report. Growing our practice, yeah, I'll stop there.
But that report is inside of the proposal. Is that correct?
No, it follows the proposal.
So the proposal is actually over now.
Yes.
We didn't read this even, did we?
No.
Oh, we didn't see that.
Yeah, we did.
We
Oh,
did
okay.
that, but we didn't see this photo.
We did.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, this is what we haven't read yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you read last, Ed?
Yes.
I did.
Okay, at the beginning of the Diamond Sutra, the Buddha's disciple, Subhuti, earnestly asked the Buddha this question. If a noble son or daughter should set forth on the Bodhisattva path,
It should be how.
how should they stand? How should they walk? How should they control their thoughts? The Diamond Sutra is the Buddha's response to this sincere question. He first says that someone setting on the path should give birth to this thought. However many beings there are in whatever realms of beings, however many realms there are in whatever realms of beings might exist, I shall liberate them all. And though I thus liberate countless beings, not a single being is liberated.
And why not? Buddha continues. Subhuti, no one can be called a bodhisattva who creates the perception of a self or who creates the perception of a being, a life, or a soul.
So Peg, you're next.
Oh, okay. All right. Do you want to continue on the right-hand page, or do you want to?
Yeah, we finished this page.
There's a bunch of pages before we get to where we are
Oh, okay.
on the right.
So I'm at the Buddha continues.
Yes.
Okay. The Buddha continues. Moreover, Subhuti, when bodhisattvas give a gift, they should not be attached to anything at all. They should not be attached to a sight when they give a gift, nor should they be attached to a sound, a smell, a taste, a touch, or a dharma when they give a gift. Thus, Subhuti, fearless bodhisattvas should give a gift without being attached to the perception of an object. And why? Subhuti, the body of merit of those bodhisattvas who give a gift without being attached is not easy to measure. Thus, Subhuti, those who set forth on the bodhisattva path should give a gift without being attached to the perception of an object.
The Buddhist teachings emphasize the middle way, a balanced approach to life that avoids extremes. This concept is central to understanding how to manage wealth without falling into the pitfalls of richness. The middle way encourages moderation and a mindful approach to material possessions, advocating for a life that balances material needs with spiritual goals.
This balanced approach involves using wealth to meet essential needs and support ethical living, while avoiding excessive accumulation that might lead to greed. For example, using wealth to support charitable activities, provide for one's family, and contribute to community well-being aligns with Buddhist principles of generosity and right action.
One particular application of these principles is reflected in the advice given in the Buddhist text, which suggests a measured approach to the use of wealth. Invest in productive endeavors, spend reasonably, and save for the future needs while being generous. Appamada 203. This approach ensures that wealth supports a balanced and ethical lifestyle, avoiding the excesses associated with richness.
So you're asking how I see generosity. Well, I personally first come to generosity through gratitude, and I am gifted by experiencing so much gratitude. I just see beautiful things all over, and that makes me want to be generous. This makes me want to support the people, the things, the events that are creating this gratitude that I feel. I see the web of life, and it comes from my biology background. That might be a to extra space. In biology lab, we had this petri dish that had nutrients in it, and we were just growing bacteria, and there were places where the bacteria was just growing up just unbelievably, and that's where there were lots of nutrients. And then it was just very few bacteria, and it was where there were few nutrients. Well, it wasn't that those big healthy bacteria were any better than the other struggling ones. It was the nutrients. It was the conditions. Yes, and so with the web of life. Some of the strands are strong and full of wonderful soft things. And then some are threadbare and they tend to break. And so that's where the need is. And so what you do is you go around in your life observing and picking those observations that show where something is needed, right? Interview with Joan H. Okay, so we can probably, or do we do one more?
I think we do one more.
Okay.
Is that me or is that Milan?
Milan comes after me.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
The Buddha speaks to the householder Anathapindika. With righteous wealth righteously gained, a noble disciple undertakes the worthy deeds. What for? I will stop there.
With the wealth thus gained, he makes himself happy and pleased and properly maintains himself in happiness. He makes his parents happy and pleased and properly maintains them in happiness. He makes his wife and children, his slaves, workers, and servants happy and pleased and properly maintains them in happiness. He makes his friends and colleagues happy and pleased and properly maintains them in happiness. This is the first case of wealth gone to good use, fruitfully applied and used for a worthy cause.
Further, householder, with the wealth thus gained, the noble disciple makes provisions against the losses that might arise on account of fire and floods, kings and bandits, and unloved heirs. He makes himself secure against them. This is the second case of wealth gone to good use.
Further, householder, with the wealth thus gained, the noble disciple makes 5 kinds of offerings: the relatives, guests, ancestors, the king, and the devas. This is the third case of wealth gone to good use.
Further, householder, with the wealth just thus Further, householder, with the wealth thus gained, the noble disciple makes the 5 kinds of offerings: to relatives, guests, ancestors, the king, and the devas. This is the third case of wealth gone to good use. Further, householder, with the wealth thus gained, the noble disciple establishes a lofty offering of alms to those ascetics and Brahmins who refrain from vanity and negligence, who are settled in patience and gentleness, who are devoted to taming themselves, to calming themselves, and to attaining nirvana, an offering that is heavenly, resulting in happiness conducive to heaven. Wow, happiness conducive to heaven. This is the fourth case of wealth gone to good use, fruitfully employed and used for a worthy cause.
Thus, householder, are the 4 worthy deeds that the noble disciple undertakes with the wealth righteously gained. For anyone, I don't know if that's an extra space. For anyone whose wealth is expended on other things apart from those four worthy deeds, that wealth is said to have gone to waste. Wait, I'm confused about the quotes too, because there's no end quote to this one. Why there's a second quote here?
Ah. I think that's not right.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay, that shouldn't be there. Yeah.
Right. yeah.
Again, for anyone whose wealth is expended on other things apart from these four worthy deeds, that wealth is said to have gone to waste, to have been squandered and used frivolously. But for anyone whose wealth is expended on these four noble, worthy deeds, that wealth is said to have gone to good use, to have been fruitfully employed and used for a worthy cause. Bhikkhu Bodhi in the Buddha's words. And then I don't know what this A is.
Ah. That doesn't belong there at all.
Okay. Well, it's 8:02. And where we are is I think we're here, right?
Where?
Yes.
Right here. So that's page 16.
Okay. All right.
So we should take do our writing.
Yes.
So that's on the third.
You know what page this is in the book?
It says page 16.
Yeah. Do you know what page it is in the book? That's what page it is in the chapter. Now I put it all into the book in book form. I know what the page numbers are. This is page 472. There's 700 pages in the book.
Wow.
Wow.
So probably has to be 2 books.
You guys, I'm gonna leave. I need to go check on my mom. So
Oh, yeah.
I'll see you next week.
Yes.
Night.
Good
I mean-
night.
Good night.
I'm
gonna
also
bow
gonna-
out, too.
I'm also going to drop out at this point. I'm sorry.
Okay. No. Thank you for joining us, Ed. It's so good to see you.
Thanks. Glad you made it.
Bye, Ed. I'll see you guys later, too.
Good
Gotta
night.
go eat my dinner. Good night.
Yeah. So, yeah. So we should stop then.
Okay.
But
I'm just curious, Peg. Each of these chapters about the board and the council and the generosity models are unique ideas for at least Soto Zen centers.
right.
And this generosity has been the hardest one to sell of those 3 ideas. And I'm just wondering if, and also, like I found at the college, anything that I would propose that threatened either how much the teachers were teaching or their hours or, or salary, was impossible to sell, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so money is a special thing like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether you want to say anything about the, like you're presenting the 3 ideas as 2 were really implemented. And this one has been a really tough one.
That's what I say at the end of the chapter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
That's what I talk about at the end of the chapter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's the biggest struggle. Yeah.
Can I share a drawing? It's about generosity that I just did.
Sure.
I have a quick comment, but after
Sure.
you're
Yes,
going.
go on. No, go on.
No, I was thinking that there are specifically 2 paragraphs that were very clear to me in terms of the appreciation it's, I don't know, supposed or needed, or I don't know how to express it. I will start again, sorry. There were 2 paragraphs that shows the appreciation for the generosity of people of the past. So I was thinking that when we are in intensives and there are meals, we chant the meal chant just right there to remember what are you doing. And I was wondering, it would be useful, at least for me, to have sort of these paragraphs or something similar. I don't know, at some point, maybe at the end of the retreat or the intensive, just to be mindful of this, the generosity of others that allowed people there, us, taking this intensive. So it was just an idea.
Yeah, that's supposed to happen. That is supposed to happen at the end of an intensive. And I'm not sure that it has been happening, but
It's not every time.
yeah.
Or maybe it's a short version, but
Well,
this,
the problem I see with the model is that people forget that it needs to be taught repeatedly every single time.
exactly.
And people have to buy into it.
No, that's
I mean, the people who are kind of leading things.
oh yeah, they have to understand it, and they have to have a little bit of I think just a little bit of trust. Um, you have to trust in the goodness of the sangha. So
Yeah, what I wanted to share is that those specifically paragraphs that are new because you just wrote this made those ideas alive, at least for me.
good.
And that was a good reminder that
Good.
if we have that over the activities, that was my comment.
Thank you. This is, of course, why I felt I had to write the book, because people forget these things, so we need to have a record of it. Yeah, thanks, Milan.
Thank you.
That's a good reminder.
So this is a fun one, I think.
Okay.
What's fun too is I did it while I was talking on the phone to Blue Cross Blue Shield about my brother-in-law, and every time I asked a question, he would say, 3 minutes, please, and he would go, you know. So anyway, I did the drawing while I was struggling. So the koan is feed the hungry ghost.
Uh-huh.
I am it, and maybe I can be fed, but the feeding will not curb my hunger because my mouth is small and my neck is thin. The end of craving does not come from abundance. And then it says hungry ghost, of course, and the tummy is big.
Yeah.
But this was kind of, this idea that we think that as soon as I get enough, I won't crave anymore.
Yes.
And that doesn't,
doesn't actually hold up.
no.
Yeah. In fact, all you're doing is you're amplifying and strengthening the craving itself. Once it's satisfied, your brain says, oh, so that works then, like you crave something and you go after it and then you get it and then you're happy, like it's like the brain doesn't understand that that's just fostering more craving.
Exactly. Yeah. The problem is the craving, not that it's not being fulfilled.
Yeah, but we strengthen it. I mean, it's like everything else. We can strengthen our greed, we can strengthen our craving by the amount of attention we give it. So, when they did the famous marshmallow experiments with the kids, and some of the kids were able to wait and not eat the marshmallow and wait for the
And then they'd get two, Belen. I don't know if you know about it.
It's a very famous experiment which shows that
one now or two later or something. 10 minutes later.
Yeah, the researcher says it puts the kid in a room with a marshmallow in front of them and says, if you can wait until I come back in 10 minutes, I'll give you another marshmallow. You have two marshmallows. And so then they observe what happens with the kids, right? And some kids can do it and some kids can't. But the kids who can do it, they do it by shifting their attention. That's how they do it. So some of them crawl under the desk, or they, look around, and they sing a song, or they shift their attention. And that's what we have control over. We don't have control over the craving, but we have control over the attention.
But didn't originally they thought that those kids would be more successful, and then that was not borne out in future experiments?
No, I don't think that's true. I think they were later in life they were more
They
successful
were, okay.
because they could delay gratification, and they had the capacity to do that, and were not a kind of a captive of their impulses.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, it's a great experiment. Yeah. Well,
Thank you.
Oh, okay, I want to show you something really cool. I don't know if you can see it though, but I got beautiful clips for the Red Room. They came today. Oh, and I have the curtains too. I can show you those.
great.
But these little clips,
Uh-huh.
they're not supposed to damage the wall. They're really strong. It's really hard to even open them. And we'll put them along the ceiling to hang
Uh-huh.
the cloth. And you want to see the cloth?
Sure. Sure.
I thought he was
Bye-bye,
talking
Milan.
to me, but I think
Bye-bye.
he's talking to you. Bye.
And Milena's actually going to help. She's going to be here. She's not going to help with the hanging, but she's going to be here the day we're. Yeah, she is going to be there here for that day. The day before and so forth. Well,
Oh, that's very lovely. Yeah, perfect.
so I have 12 of them, and they're
Uh-huh.
54 inches
Uh-huh.
by 108.
Terrific.
And so anyway, it appears to make them go clockwise. We have to put them up counterclockwise. So the overlap is kind of goofy.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? The number
Yeah.
two will overlap one, but you have to create it in the opposite way,
Oh, uh-huh.
I think. One will overlap two.
No, two will overlap one. I think that's the way it goes. Anyway. Anyway, they'll get put up and it's going to be great. It's going to be a great ceremony.
And okay.
Perfect. Yeah.
It seemed a little darker in the, well, it may be dark enough. I don't know.
It's fine. It looks great.
They're polyester.
Yeah. Everything is now.
Whatever its polyester is. Okay.
Everything else, I have more packages are going to be arriving.
Oh, okay.
I ordered some tracing paper and some, what else did I order with the tracing? Oh, some tape, taping down the,
What's the second thing?
some tape.
Oh,
And then also the books will be arriving from Lulu, the ceremony books, they'll be arriving. I think they're arriving maybe Friday.
I don't know what you mean, the ceremony books. Is that, oh, that's just for Nate and you?
Yeah, yeah. It's
Okay.
the full ceremony instructions for all
Yeah.
different.
Okay, and the sign has been printed,
Oh,
and I have the stand.
oh,
You want to see the stand?
sure. Cool. Well, that's very cool. So the sign will be there when I get there.
Yes, I just have to pick it up.
Awesome. Oh, I'm really looking forward to that.
And Steve did just an amazing job rebuilding the.
The Tory Gate?
Yeah, I'll take a picture of it tomorrow. He's finishing the fence tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
And
Oh, wonderful.
so things are moving along.
Yeah,
I
everything's
think
getting spruced up.
I think Susan and Jessica and Jess, Nate's wife, are all meeting tomorrow to talk about food.
Great. Great, wonderful.
And I've talked to Dennis about the photos.
Yeah.
And so there's going to be a slideshow that will be in the as you enter and also outside of the thing. And I was thinking of taking all our slides, all our, you know, that we've done, but AI will take all the slides we have and organize them by themes and things.
Oh, nice.
You just put in a zip file,
Uh-huh.
and it will make a slideshow from
Nice.
all those pictures
Wonderful.
like
Yeah,
that, which I thought would be fun to
super
do.
nice.
Yeah.
I made Claude format the bibliography for the book.
And then, but we wanted pictures of Nate in the thing, so I thought I'd do screenshots from like the intensives that he's in and some of his Dharma talks and have, so that would be kind of.
See,
Yeah.
see if maybe Jess has any pictures.
Oh, okay.
She might have pictures of, like when they got married or, when he was a kid or something like that. And that would be kind of cool.
That's good. Do you happen to have her?
I don't have contact information for
Oh,
her.
I bet Jessica does.
Oh, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. If they're going to be meeting.
I'll ask Jessica to ask her because she's going to see her tomorrow. That's a great
Perfect.
idea. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they can be folded in. Yeah.
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 Yeah, that would keep people because there'll be lots of images. That would keep people looking at them. Boy, Cassie did such a great job with Flint's intensive. I re-looked at that and I showed it to Dennis too,
Uh-huh.
and so he would have an idea of what. So it's going to be the same thing where there'll be a little ceremony before the talk.
There'll be a little introduction. And
Will you be bowing to each other and stuff?
there'll be a little introduction like that. And I will be introducing him. So I'll say a little something. And then he'll give his talk. And then we will have a little ceremony that we did not have for Flint. But what we decided we want to add, which is following the talk, there's a little ceremony where the Sangha formally invites him to be their teacher. So, so we have to work on that ceremony. Flint is going to be in town for the
Ceremony?
the Denkai and the Denbo ceremonies and for the talk.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm so happy.
yeah. And
Over the
yeah,
moon.
yeah, we're going to have close to 80 people now. So
Yeah, that's what I figured. It was going to be pretty close to 80.
yeah, and I'm still. Oh, tomorrow I need to send out a new invite.
Yeah,
I have it on my calendar too.
great.
Okay.
Wonderful. Well, I'm so, I can't tell you how great it is to have this support because all of this stuff I did for Flint myself, everything except the exact arrangements for the talk at the end. So it's really nice to have all this help and support, putting the Red Room together and,
So
Jita.
they had after we rented those things for Flint's talk, they went and got a platform thing.
Uh-huh.
And it's 4 foot by 4 foot by 9 inch high modules,
Uh-huh.
and they have 8 of them. So we're going to have 8 feet by 16 feet,
Great.
9 inches high,
Uh-huh.
and then they had a really nice carpet, and we're going to put the carpet on top of
Yeah.
the carpet was just there in that room,
Uh-huh.
but we asked them to put it on top, and they'll set all that up. We don't have to do that.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
So it will be
We'll
ready.
need 2 bowing mats because we'll do bows, of course.
Yes. Do you need Zafus too?
No,
Okay.
we'll just bring the black chairs from the,
Oh, from the practice discussion room.
right,
The 2 black chairs?
right, yeah.
Or is Flint going to be up there too?
Yes, he will, and so it's chances are good he will be in one of those chairs, and Nate will be in the others. And so I don't know where I will be, but Flint will be there. There'll be Flint
Okay.
and yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I know it's exciting.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay. We'll see you Friday, if not before.
yeah,
Bye.
yeah. It's not going to be long,
No.
before I'm there. I can't believe it's already come up. So my little
Okay.
granddaughter's spending Halloween night with me, so she's all excited about that.
Okay. Have fun.
Okay, all
Bye.
right. Take care.